Scary Movie, Scary Movie 2, Scary Movie 3, Scary Movie 4, and Scary Movie 5 are silly movies designed to make fun of horror films. Created by the Wayans brothers, they've become a Halloween tradition for many and have made almost $1 billion by spoofing genuinely scary, or not, movies. While I'm not a fan, nor do I recommend watching them, I understand their purpose. The audience is in on the joke and understands that every horror trope will be thrown out and run over by the movie. That way, our inner fears can be cathartically exposed through humor. We can be scared and laugh all at the same time. One of the difficulties for Christians is finding ways to deal with our fears. We look at the genuinely horrible things taking place in the world every day here in America and all over the world, and are often overwhelmed by fear that it's going to get worse. Well, it may or may not. Regardless, today's evil is more than enough to deserve God's righteous judgment, and that should scare us. Knowing that judgment is coming, we must try to warn people. But if not careful, we can be so intense and scary that they turn away and won't listen. Or we can become so afraid of frightening people away that we soften the message so much that it becomes meaningless, a canary cough in a hurricane. But we must not become so afraid that people won't like us that we change the message to nothing but humor. Afraid of man's judgment, many turn their church meetings into a sensual service of funny stories and laughter. Religious versions of the Scary Movie franchise. Have we adopted a tradition of turning worship into a feel-good catharsis that ends up mocking God's judgment for our sin? Have we become so afraid of the world's condemnation that we make light of God's? If so, then we're no better than the cowards quivering in fear back in camp when Goliath defiantly challenged God and Israel. Twice the text describes them as greatly afraid, 1 Samuel 17 verses 11 and 24. At the very least, they should have been more afraid of God than Goliath. And so should we. Jesus made that point frequently when he warned them to be more afraid of God than man, because after all, men can only kill our body, but God can condemn our soul to an eternity in hell. Matthew 10 verse 28. If we're going to serve Jesus, then we must not surrender to our fear of this world. Let's laugh at our fear of this world. Let's create a tradition of mocking this world's fears instead of letting our worship become a mockery of God because we're afraid of the world. Just some thoughts to consider on Traditional Tuesday. Thanks for watching Morning Minutes in the Bible, and keep up the tradition by coming back tomorrow. Until then, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.